Skinny Hardaway 7T back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you sliding through. I ain't gonna waste too much of y'all time this morning, but I wanna hit y'all with this special EP real quick. Like I wanna have a conversation real quick, like real quick conversation, right? Just something that I noticed, right? Now the first thing I want to say in this EP is shout out to Shakur Stevens. Shakur Stevenson, as of late, has indeed, right, at least been publicly acknowledging that he wants to face the best fighters, right? Now I think his timing may be a little off with the fighters that he's calling out, right? He's calling out the top guys, right? But he's calling out the top guys when the top guys have clearly already stated that they have other plans, right? After Vasil Lomachenko and Devin Haney said on the microphone right after the fight, "I'm moving up to 140. I want to fight Regis Prograis." Then Shakur Stevenson called out Devin Haney, and he actually did have a shot at fighting Devin Haney, right? Devin Haney sent him a contract, and Shakur Stevenson felt like that he wanted a better contract, so that fell through, right? So let's just say that we give Shakur Stevenson credit for making that fight, even though I personally feel like that, it was a bit of a clout chase because Devin Haney said he was never because Devin Haney said right after the fight that he was moving up. But Shakur went out, he seeked out, he tried to fight Devin Haney. It didn't transpire, right? Then he went to Vasil Lomachenko, right, who had a possible fight coming up versus Devin Haney, right? Vasil Lomachenko turned down Shakur Stevenson, right? He told Shakur Stevenson that he had unfinished business and that Shakur Stevenson didn't have anything to offer him. Uh, you know what I mean? And then a while back, Shakur Stevenson, he went out to Williams Zepeda. Williams Zepeda is also, you know what I mean, another guy at that 135 division who's ranked highly. And Williams Zepeda decided to go a different route. Williams Zepeda decided to fight Richardson Hitchison, right? So you chose not to fight Shakur Stevenson, but you did fight Richardson Hitchison, did Williams Zepeda. So I understand that, right? It's a good fight. Hitchison, Zepeda, that's a good fight. Now you didn't fight Shakur, and that kind of left Shakur Stevenson out. You know what I mean? In the cold a little bit, right? For a lack of a better term. You know what I mean? And it's since then, right? Since the Lomachenko, since the Devin Haney, two fights who I didn't think, I did think Lomachenko was more possible. I did think Lomachenko was more possible, right, than Devin Haney, right? But both fighters decided to go different directions. You know what I mean? So I went to the ranking, right? And also Eastside Cruz turned him down before Eastside Cruz's last fight, right? So we could throw Eastside Cruz into another one of those guys that a fight couldn't transpire, a fight that couldn't transpire with Shakur Stevenson. Now, okay, let's just give Shakur Stevenson credit. We're going to give Shakur Stevenson credit for attempting to fight Devin Haney, right? That fight fell through. We're going to give Shakur Stevenson credit for attempting to fight Lomachenko, right? That fight fell through. We're going to give Shakur Stevenson credit for attempting to fight Eastside Cruz. That fight fell through. We're going to give Shakur Stevenson credit for attempting to fight Williams Zepeda. That fight fell through, right? But the buck doesn't stop there. I had said a while back that Shakur Stevenson is in the stage of his career where he needs a big fight. Devin Haney versus Lomachenko just happened. Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis just happened. He sees his contemporaries, his peers making these big fights and making these big moves, and I think that's why he's clamoring, he's chasing his big fight, right? Because he don't want to get left behind. He can see these moves being made, which is a great way to look at it if you're Shakur Stevenson, right? But my thing is, right, so Lomachenko decided to say no. Devin Haney is moving up to fight Regis for a title, right? So that's understandable. Williams Zepeda is fighting Richardson Hitchison, so that's understandable. Eastside Cruz ducked you pretty much, right? Lomachenko ducked you pretty much, right? But just because those top guys said no, doesn't mean that there isn't other top guys out there, right? You got Devin Haney, who's the champ in your division. You got Vasil Lomachenko, who's ranked number 2 in your division. You got Eastside Cruz, who's ranked number 3 in your division, and then you got Frank Martin and you got Dela Santos, who's ranked 4 and 5 in your division, right? So the fight fell through with those other guys, and Shakur Stevenson has been saying, that he's ready for anybody. He'll fight anybody. He want to fight the best fighters. So my thing is, the fight has fallen through. The fight has fallen through with the rest of the top fighters, with the top 3 up there, but there's still number 4 and 5 down there left in your division, and Frank Martin and Edward De Los Santos, who the people would love to see Shakur Stevenson get in the ring with. I got 8 people in the building. I got 7 likes. Y'all do your boy right. Y'all got 9 people in the building. I got 7 likes. Y'all do your boy right. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy when you slide on in and let YouTube know that we live, right? So yes, the top 3 guys, did decide to go a different route, and 2 of them may have ducked you, right? But there is still a rank 4 guy and a rank 5 guy, and Shakur Stevenson is on record acknowledging both of these fighters, saying that he will be open to fighting these fighters when the time came. My thing is, the time is now. You know what I mean? Those other guys at the top of the division, right? Everybody we're talking about is at the top of the division. Cruz, Zepeda, Devin, Loma, De La Cruz, and Frank Martin, right? Eastside Cruz, De La Santos, Frank Martin, you know what I mean? Those guys are at the top of the division as well. Everybody that I've stated is ranked in the top 5 of the WBC, and that's the division that Shakur Stevenson in. My thing is, if I'm Shakur Stevenson right now is not the time to stop going at these guys' head. You've been going at these guys' head directly, calling them out on Twitter. You know what I mean? I feel like you need to keep that same energy with De Los Santos and Frank Martin. I've also made videos about you acknowledging De Los Santos and Frank Martin on Twitter, saying that if it came around to it, you would have to fight those guys. Shakur Stevenson is looking for a big fight. Neither of these guys have fights. I think it only makes perfect sense for Shakur Stevenson to go with these 2 guys next, right? Just keep the same energy like you've been keeping with the guys that I felt like you couldn't fight to begin with. I feel like Devin Haney was always going to fight Regis. Lomachenko was never going to fight you because Lomachenko said he had unfinished business with Devin, and Lomachenko may have very well ducked you. So if a guy ducking you, that means he won't fight you. So that means you should go to guys who are willing to fight you. I say fight guys who want to fight you, not guys that you pick out to want to fight. So at this time, I'm expecting Shakur Stevenson. To turn his attentions, right, just like he's been doing on social media. I'm expecting him to turn his attention to Frank Martin, a direct Frank Martin call out, a direct De Los Santos called out, because those guys are ranked 4 and 5 in the WBC and in your division. But I ain't gonna keep y'all too long with this junk. Y'all reading the week, right? Just wanted to drop y'all my thoughts on that. Skin the Hardaway Southern T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but just the present. That's how we rocking, and I'm out. Love.